Morning everyone, week 31 update. We're a day late, unfortunately, but pressing matters, which is chasing up some contracts for the auctions in August, and our deadline is it's pressing, I suppose, and no different to the last 2 years, really, 24 months. Contracts have been very slow coming out of solicitors, so although these properties have been signed up for a wee while, we're still chasing the contracts. And of course, there are the two contracts in one, and it's just a matter of getting the solicitors' heads around the auction components of the contracts, and then looking at splits and things. So I'll go in more depth in the auction video we've got coming out later today as well. And I think there's a few things we've got to address, just so that just so our vendors know a little bit more about the process. It is a little bit different to a resi auction, and not as straightforward in some aspects, and yet in other aspects a lot cleaner than the residential auction. So I'll leave that from this video. This is more about the market update in general, but come on to our auction video. I've had a few requests for to do a training, just my call, training video again, just so that people can see that it's how I train is how I call. So you'll see that it's quite an easy process, the auction itself, to follow, and especially when 90% of my vendors are just online, so they'll dial in and they'll see the process taking place. And I slow everything down. You'll see on my YouTube videos I actually have live calls there. You'll see that I slow it down, stop it. If we need to talk to the vendor, need to talk to the buyers even. So I might have 8 or 9 buyers live online, and only 1 or 2 in the room that are bidding. So that process, I sometimes slow it down, stop it, talk to the vendor, just tell them where we're at, and go from there. But that will be on the auction video. So moving right along to the market, we're with week 31 of 2024, week 4 of 24-25 financial year. And everything's trucking along quite nicely. We've got, as I've spoken in the last couple of videos, we've got all the trading banks are back in and financing hotels, motels, caravan parks, luxury home purchases. We've got money coming back in, and which is great, which means that we've got more buyers coming to the auctions, attending online, and they're obviously pre-approved to bid. So it's 10% deposit cash in 30 to 42 days generally, and on our contracts it's 30 days. Very clean contracts, no subject to inspections after the negotiation. And what I'm finding, we're picking up vendors from other agents that have been locked into contract negotiations after the sale summary has been issued, and we don't get that in our process. Now moving right along, another part of the process, buyer qualification. So some people haven't realised that we spend more time, and it's a different sort of approach. And I'm not saying the other agents are wrong, I'm just saying our approach is different. So if you hire us, you get a different approach to hiring some of the others. We spend a lot of time on qualification, so they don't get to negotiate until we're satisfied that the buyer stacks up. We had one last year on a couple of properties that really didn't have the money. didn't have the money in place, negotiated unconditionally, and that in 35 years is rare, but it's becoming more evident that it could be sneaking back into the system. So we're spending a great deal of time prior to that period, and we will get that buyer qualified. So at the auctions, it's way more straightforward. Obviously, they've already got the profit and loss accounts for the last 3 to 5 years. They're certified, so they can take those to the banks and are approved. They have to pay 10% deposit on the fall of the hammer. Otherwise, we go straight back to the previous highest bidder and offer it to them. So on the day if I don't see that money in my account, we're straight back to that buyer under auction terms and conditions, and we'll negotiate that and get that deal done. So we're tightening up the buyer portion of the transaction and making sure that what we've been told is true, and that the financial references that we ask for are valid. And that's pretty important moving through the transactional process, so that we don't get to a situation where deposits aren't paid, final inspections aren't completed, settlement isn't ready, solicitors aren't part of PEXA, solicitors go missing. So all those sorts of things we've eliminated from our transactional process. So a lot of work being done in the qualification of the buyer, the financial references, and if they don't come back, we don't move forward. That's pretty simple. We did it in 89, we did it in 91, 2007, all those pivotal points, and we're doing it again. Might tell you where the market's going, maybe. In saying that, it's pretty important that people realise that we do need a couple of tools. Those certified accounts, spreadsheeting them, no good to us. We had a case where we were given false accounts, and that was even from a bookkeeper. So the false accounts misled us, misled the buyer, misled the valuer. So the valuer pulled his valuation because of the misleading accounts. So very important that we get everything in place and we have a nice clean deal for you. And we're looking at by the time you sign the listing form to the time that you pack up and move out, we're only looking at 40-50 days, opposed to 2 or 3 years some of the other agents will hold a listing for. We're not in that business. We're in a business of bringing your property to the market, promote it, willing buyer, willing seller, and selling it and settling quickly. So we put everything in place and get you that result. So we, as I said, week 31 and week 4, week 31 of 2024 and week 4 of 24-25 financial year. General trends, we've seen an increase in investment in motels and an increase in investment in hotels, which is great. And we've got management, both casual and permanent management, people with potential, so we can step in there. And we've got a variety of stock coming through, right from grassroots, buying a pub at 500,000, all the way through to some of those exclusive sort of properties, you know, around the 300 million. So everything in between, it's coming to the market. We've got motor lodges were around that $20 million mark now. So if you're a buyer, register now, and we can get you qualified and then get properties quoted to you. If you're looking at selling, this is the time to come into the auctions. In Double Bay, we just don't have enough stock for them. So register your property now. Let's get you the listings authorised, and then get those contracts in and get it to the market, because at the moment this is a great market to sell on. So we're out on the road, obviously. Here I am sitting in the sun. It was -4 this morning when Richie and I went for our run, jog I should say, and for 45 minutes it was -4, and then it went up to -7 and now we're in the balmy sort of probably 8, 9 out of the wind, which we're out of the wind at the moment. But it's fantastic to be out in the regions at the moment. It's beautiful, absolutely stunning. So many lambs out there. You know, there's talk of 45,000 going through the sale yards at the moment down in Wagga, and lamb prices awesome for the farmers. So that's great to hear. So give us a call, 040 297 0217. Email brian@brianmcmanusrealestate.com. Telstra 045 721 7925. Optus is my first number, is probably the one, 040 297 0217, the one that you'll get me most of the time. But certainly send an email or a text and I get back to you. Certainly clear everything at 8 o'clock at night, and try and clear everything that comes in overnight at 8 o'clock in the morning. So those 2 times I try to make sure I'm in coverage somewhere in this beautiful state of ours, and you'll be able to leave that. I can get, it's about 17-page listing forms to you, authorised back, and we can kick things off straight away. So we've got August 29 is our August 30, Friday the 30th, and we're looking at closing it off next Friday, which would be the 9th. So we only need about 21 days on the market to sell your property. That's bringing it up, showing it to all the cash buyers at the moment, and selling and settling. So give us a call, give us an email, give us a text. Let's get those listing forms to you, get them signed, I can get the requisition for the contract out. You can get me your profit and loss certified by a CA, and then we can get it to the market and start selling. Love to hear from you. Week 31, give us a call, and talk to you soon.